Welcome to STSPN Live, Snohomish High School, Snohomish, Washington. Tonight's game is between the Snohomish Panthers and the Arlington Eagles. We spoke with both coaches, Ken Roberts, Joe Marsh. We'll play that a little bit later for you. We are simulcasting with KRKO Radio, and we will join them here in just a second as you hear them come in.
See what happens in the end. Thanks, Ken, as always.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
That's Ken Roberts, the head coach of the Snohomish Panthers, back with more of the Wesco pregame show on Fox Sports 1380. Snohomish County Western Conference girls basketball. It's coming up.
All right, that worked out really well, timing-wise and everything. So what do you have? Is a 2-minute here? Or what? Okay. So I think they're going to go ahead and do senior night coming right up. So we got to buy a little bit of time. Mike and I can just talk for a while. As Randy Richardson, how you doing? How's it going? You're coaching at SPU, is that right? Good for you. Good for you. You know, that'd be great to put her on while we have this segment here. Randy, let's put you. Yeah. Just let's talk about it. Go ahead and pop them on. Can you hear me okay? You hear me okay?
Yeah.
Just gonna bring your mic up just a little bit. No. Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
All right, so let's. This is perfect because we got senior night. I'm not waiting for our.
We're not actually on right now.
We're not on yet. We are on. We are actually on TV. Yeah. And again, hello to our viewers on STSPN.com. We're going to have an impromptu guest, Randy Richardson, who played at Arlington High School and was a coach there. As we have her at Seattle Pacific University. I was like, Tall Tom, what's on here? Ken Roberts tonight on 60 Minutes. That was great. So.
Oh, look at now. Now the paparazzi has arrived.
Yeah, there you go.
Pictures there.
This year, the team's slogan has been building our house on the rock. The rock refers
So they're on TV and radio at the same time.
How much time do we have there?
each player also
Okay, here we go.
something special to our team. This year, we are recognizing 5 seniors on the varsity team.
Welcome back here to Snohomish High School. I'm Mark Ockett along with Mike Buckholz, and just look who rolled in here. Perfect timing, and it's just perfect timing for us to put the headphones and headsets on her, and that's Randy Richardson, who played at Arlington High School, was a star player there, and then was an assistant coach there, and now is an assistant coach at Seattle Pacific University. Randy, how are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing excellent. So what's going on with your new adventure there at SPU?
Just a lot of basketball. I find myself in the gym all the time, which I'm completely okay with.
Yeah.
I love my job. It's been great. I've learned a lot, and the players are great, and the coaches are awesome. So.
It's got a Snohomish feel too, or players, some of them recruited from up in Snohomish County, including Snohomish High School, right?
Yeah, we have a player actually at the moment, Katie Benson, who's sitting
right there
here.
next to you. Yeah, we might get her on here too.
Yeah, playing at SPU. It's her senior year, and she's having a great season so far. And then we have another Snohomish County kid who played at Monroe High School, and Susanna Olson. And then we also have Brianne Mosconia, who played at Shorecrest High School. So the Wesco League is being represented quite well at SPU.
Absolutely. Now, how did it come to be that you were able to get a job there at Seattle Pacific University? How did that all come together?
Well, I was one of Julie's, the head coach's first recruits out of high school. So I'd gone on an unofficial visit and got to know her there. And then I ended up going, obviously, to San Francisco, and then ended up at Wyoming for my last 3 years. But during the summertime, I'd always come home and play with them here at SPU, and loved it, and they played super hard, and just kind of kept in contact with Julie that way. But actually, going up to school at Western last year, and the regional championship game, and just happened, the person I was going with sat next to Julie, thought knowing who Julie was, and I sat next to Julie at the game, and we just kind of started on hoops, and I got a phone call about 4 months later asking if I wanted the job. So
that's great.
Yeah.
So
cool.
tonight, of course, they're honoring the seniors here. They did it at Arlington the other night, as they have the seniors for Snohomish High School being honored. There's 5 of them. They'll all start tonight and play a fair amount of minutes to get things rolling there. Now, how long were you an assistant coach at Arlington?
I was there for 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So when Joe got the job for the first year, I was his first assistant. And then I coached JV for a year, and then was just the varsity assistant last year, so I went back to school.
Yeah, and then last year, of course, going all the way to the state championship game. Great experience all the way around.
Yeah, it was pretty magical. I mean, as Arlington, we didn't have that kind of success, and I always told Buck, I wanted to go to state. It was one of my biggest goals. And so I never got there as a player, but it was sure cool to get there as a coach and bring that enthusiasm back to Arlington.
You two know each other well. Mike, go ahead and jump in there on the questions, too.
Well, I was going to say when Randy mentioned that, because Randy was a very young player when I was the head coach at Arlington, and things didn't quite work out for me in terms of staying at Arlington, and I moved away. But I followed Randy's career there. She did a great job, and it did work out for you. You got to the state tournament, and it was pretty exciting for you, I'm sure.
I was Buck's camper.
Okay.
Yeah,
way back
in the day. He'd let me. He was a big part. I mean, I still remember how he taught me how to shoot a jump shot. And the L and the J and the T and follow through and
But that's so important too.
Yeah, totally.
I was just thinking about that yesterday, watching some of these players on some of the college games where they're not shooting using the fundamentals, and just going how important that is to get that and get it at an early age too, where it's just part of what you do.
And I think too a big thing was the fact that I had such a positive experience when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Going to Arlington camps and seeing the excitement around girls basketball, it was something I wanted to be a part of, and it was something that fed me just to practice and do those things and go to his camps. I went to the early camp and the late camp. It was just so cool. So it was just awesome to have that good experience.
And we're super proud of you now, and you got the little protege now working at SPU, and someday you're going to be the head college coach, and I'm going to say, hey, she was my ball girl.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
That'll be
And
awesome.
what did you end up studying in college? Or you say you went up to Western, or you went to the University of San Francisco in Wyoming? And tell us, what did you get a degree in?
I got my undergraduate degree at the University of Wyoming in kinesiology and health.
Okay.
And then I was going back to school to get my teacher certification. So I've been working towards that. Yeah.
And that'll take you as well as with your coaching a lot of places. And we know how much you love this game. I remember your playing years. And what year did you graduate again?
06.
Okay, 06. And so you were there like the mid-last decade, and it was definitely a great period of time involved with Arlington basketball and such a great community.
Yeah, the community support is outstanding. And you saw that last year at the state tournament. I mean, everyone just came around and supported both our boys and girls team. We had a lot of success, and it was so cool. And still just coming back to the games and stuff, I don't get back very much, but everyone welcomes me with open arms and says how proud they are and stuff. But, a big part of it is that I had such a great experience coaching at Arlington, and it just kind of fed me to want to continue that. So,
are you here scouting or recruiting tonight, or are you here with your Snohomish players from SPU to watch and support? Or?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, we got a little bit of a bet going on. It's a friendly wager. One of us is going to either be wearing Snohomish or Arlington gear tomorrow. So we'll see how that ends up. But there's some good players around here too. So just kind of taking a look.
Well, Randy, thanks so much for stopping by. Yeah. We're going to get to the starting lineups again. We have a girls basketball game, and it delayed on the start a little bit because of senior night, but of course that is very important to honor the seniors and their parents. And Randy, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Best of luck at Seattle Pacific and beyond. We'll see her more as we move along in time because she's a fixture from the Western Conference, and it's always great to see them come back and be able to coach, be able to advance, be able to pass on their knowledge to other players coming up through the ranks as well. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Arlington Eagles tonight for girls hoops. Their head coach Joe Marsh and the varsity assistant Carly Lampman. Starting at one guard position, a 5'8 sophomore Gracie Castaneda. Also starting at guard, a 5'6 sophomore Emma Janasek. At guard, a 5'9 junior Jessica Ludwig. She's also one of the captains of this team. And Jayla Russ starts as a forward, a 6-foot sophomore And then they're at center, a 6'1 senior, Lindsay Leatherman. So it's Castaneda, Janasek, Ludwig, Russ, and Leatherman. For Snohomish, their head coach, Ken Roberts. Starting at guard, a 5'8 senior, Hannah Bernson. Also, another senior, they're all seniors starting tonight. At forward, a 5'9 senior, Callie Harwood. At guard, a 5'8 senior, Bailey Armbruster. Also at forward, a 5'8 senior, Mariah Mock. And at forward, a 6' senior, Tara Harms-Bush. So it's Bernson, Harwood, Armbruster, Mock, and Harms-Bush. Let's take a break, and then we'll come back with play-by-play action for tonight's game between the Arlington Eagles and the Snohomish Panthers on Snohomish Senior Night, Fox Sports 1380.
Perfect timing.
That's just great. Brandon, our levels, everything's checking out fine. The national anthem, and we are in full gear tonight too. Mike, I just feel great. So fun watching that Seahawk victory yesterday. Wonderful for the region, the first major championship since 1979 when the Sonics won it. And it was kind of interesting to hear Ken Roberts tie in coaching philosophies. And obviously, you've been a long-time head coach. To see a team reach the pinnacle like that, I don't care what you're coaching. It could be badminton, it could be girls basketball, it could be volleyball, baseball, and of course football. Whatever it is, to see a team win it all, it's got to be a great feeling. And I know you've won it all in a number of areas, district championships, things along those lines. Wow, what an experience.
Well, it's great for the whole area, and it went even beyond just the state of Washington. Vancouver, BC, Portland, there was all kinds of 12-man. It was a great feel-good moment, and hopefully that'll carry on. Everybody was in a good mood today.
Sure, they definitely were, and will be with that parade coming up on Wednesday. Well, the tip is controlled by Snohomish in backcourt. Remember, the 5 seniors starting for the Panthers, they have their white uniforms on with the red numbers and letters, black trim. Arlington in their blue uniforms as balls tossed out of bounds. Snohomish throwing it away down low underneath the basket. I want to mention our officials are Brett McIntyre, Scott Depew, and Rob Finley. We thank you so much for tuning in to Fox Sports 1380. Mark Ockett, Mike Buchholz with you here live. Down low, how about that pass right there into Lindsay Leatherman, and she puts it in for 2 off the glass. Arlington's on the board 2-zip, and they put the pressure on right away.
Both teams are playing man-to-man, and that pass had to be right on the money. I don't really like that pass. Leatherman was far underneath the basket and made a good adjustment.
Quick, tight defense applied in backcourt by Janasek, trying to steal it away from Bailey Armbruster. Did, but stepped out of bounds, so now Snohomish will inbound once again.
And 10 seconds off the shot clock, and again, Snohomish having to inbounds, and they've hardly advanced up the court, and half the shot clock is gone.
Yeah, now down to 13. They better get across the line here about now. And they do. Armbruster drives into front court. About a minute into the first quarter, 7 minutes to go, as it's 2-0. Arlington is on top, and the ball lost out of bounds off the fingertips of Snohomish player, and they will have it on the left baseline. 3 seconds, though, Mike, on the shot clock.
Yeah, you can get one dribble. You just catch and shoot, maybe one dribble, and there it is, catch and shot.
Yeah, well, she had to go in and out of the rim there, and that's Tara Harms-Bush who missed the shot. Arlington gets the board. Janasek now into front court. Passes over on the right side with the basketball. Castaneda. Up top, Russ. 3-ball, wide right. Comes away, and getting the rebound will be Jessica Ludwig. Steps into a shot. It's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by a Snohomish Panther. 11 seconds on the shot clock. 6:37 in the quarter, and still 2-0 Arlington here in the first quarter.
Yeah, there's a screener out of bounds play. Both teams playing man-to-man. However, Snohomish...
Ooh. 5-second violation.
That was a very quick 5-second count.
It sure was.
Snohomish playing very good half-court man-to-man. Arlington playing man-to-man all over the whole court, run and jump, double-teaming the ball when they can.
Armbruster gets the pass. Castaneda all over her. Another player comes out to help. Jessica Ludwig trap in backcourt, and finally thrown away. 2 players chasing after it. Near jump ball. It's loose on the floor. Snohomish will get control of it. Good hustle by the senior Mariah Mock, as she'll leave it back now for Armbruster, who comes out of backcourt. Over on the right side, 7 on the shot clock. It's running down again. Is Callie Harwood, drives in. Doesn't get the shot to fall. It didn't get close, but she got fouled and is going to have 2 shots at the line.
Harwood was very solid in the last game that Snohomish played against Arlington, and we did the broadcast for that. And there she did a nice job. Up fake, froze the defender, crossover, and drew the foul. Now she's at the foul line.
Jessica Ludwig with the foul, her first team foul. Harwood makes the first shot to make it 2-1 Arlington with 6:09 left in the first quarter here on Fox Sports 1380. Our in-studio producer is Brandon Hamilton. Next shot is also good. We are tied at 2.
It's going to be interesting to see how long Coach Roberts goes before he subs in some of his other starters. Nevertheless, he has 5 seniors on the court, so it's always good to have the experience.
Ludwig with the basketball in front court. Passes right side Castaneda. Far right. Russ with the ball, the sophomore. She's got a bright future ahead of her. She goes to Janasek. Janasek flings one underhanded underneath. It goes under the basket, out of bounds, but she also was fouled and will have 2 shots coming her way. This is going to be against Hannah Bernson. That is her first team foul as Janasek goes to the line, and a chance to put the Eagles back on top.
Janasek did not really have anywhere to go as she drove down the left side of the lane and was getting good pressure. Somewhat did a lean in and a underhand, what I call that, a Haagen-Dazs scoop. So part of the coach, you might say, hey, you bailed her out. You don't really want to foul in that situation. She's probably not going to make it, but she earned a couple of free throws.
Ooh, 2 misses right there for Janasek. But there's Russ with the rebound, puts it back up. It misses. It's batted around, and Snohomish will get control of it. Getting the ball for the Panthers is Burnson, double-teamed on the trap in backcourt. She will now go to Armbruster, who races into front court. 5:30 to go here in the first quarter. It's 2-2. Snohomish with the ball in front court. It is Harwood, Callie Harwood, popping up top. Burnson. Harwood's going to fire the rock and miss well off to the right side. Getting the rebound is Mock. She can't put it in, and it finally comes out to Russ. Russ will control and now pass back to Janasek. They go into front court very quickly. It's Castaneda to Russ over on the left side. Ludwig dribbles, puts it up off the glass, and good for 2.
Nice entry pass that time by Jayla Russ. Ludwig was open for quite a while under there. The ball finally got to Russ. She rotated it back and hit Ludwig underneath for the layup.
We got a reach and grab against Jayla Russ. That is her second team foul. She played a good amount last year as a freshman on that team that went to the state championship game against Meade and lost, but getting a lot of great experience. Now, you've known her family for a while, haven't you?
I have. Her aunt is Lauren Jones. She was an outstanding high school basketball player for me. Went later on down and played at one of the smaller, which played at Eyeline CC in one of the smaller Oregon schools. So she's been around the game for a long time. Coach Marsh wants to keep her out of foul trouble is what I was going to say. And
Armbruster will step into a shot, drops it home for 2. Tied again. 4-4, 4:40 to go in the first quarter. 30-second shot clock for girls, 35 for boys. There's Ludwig. Tight defense right there. Goes out of bounds, no foul. Harwood all over her and no foul.
That was the Legion of Boom. Right
Legion of Cali.
Oh, man.
Inbound pass goes to Ludwig from Russ. Now Castaneda. We got a
Harwood running
tripping.
through the screen. She's going to get called for that. Wow.
Yeah, on the floor that time was Janasek. It will be indication against Harwood, her second team foul. No shots. Each team has 2 fouls. 4:28 left, first quarter. Tied at 4. Yeah, they kind of incorporated a couple of different sports in on that one right there. Going inside, it's Leatherman. Misses the shot off the pass from Ludwig. Follows up, gets the basket, and 1. So she'll go to the foul line. Lindsay now with 4 points in the game. Snohomish committing their 3rd team foul of the game.
I'm going to credit Coach Marsh with the fact that Arlington has done a good job on that lob entry pass. If you don't practice that, that is a very dangerous pass, and this is the second time that Arlington has converted on that.
Back to a 2-point lead. A miss that time for Leatherman, and Snohomish able to get the board. Here they come out of backcourt. Armbruster handling the basketball just outside the arc. Passes over on the right side to Mock. Mock shut off as Snohomish is going to make a substitution. Several players coming in to spell a number of seniors that are out there right now. 4 new players will come in. Snohomish with the ball. 7 on the shot clock. In front court, Callie Harwood passes left side. Driving with the basketball is Mock. Puts a shot up off the right side. It did not hit the rim, and the 30-second shot clock will go off, and Snohomish adds a player. They're going to sub 5 for 5 as those seniors get a nice hand. And Ken Roberts said in the pregame show, they're not just going to play for a minute or a minute and a half. We're going to leave them out there for 4 minutes and give them their due on senior night, and that's one of the great things that Ken does. He is a class act, and that shows it right there. So now we got a whole new staff out there for Snohomish. We'll see how they do. And one of those players is Madeline Smith, who deflected it away off the steal there, and now coming into Madison Pollock. Pollock back up top to Shaylee Harwood. As Snohomish, some fresh legs out there. 3:19 left to go in the first quarter. 15 on the shot clock. Over on the left side, there is a miss, and it's going to go out of bounds. Miss on that shot by Madison Pollock. Snohomish trying for it after the miss, Mike, and it goes out of bounds.
And we've seen several shots from both teams that have went up and have either been air balls or badly missed the rim, and you can somewhat credit that perhaps to the Mondays after the Super Bowl.
Yeah. In front court now, Janasek. Janasek goes to Russ. Russ outside the arc, defended by Ellie Flitch. Over on the right, Janasek pops out. 10 on the shot clock, goes inside to Russ. Way up high on the shot, misses on that. And Flitch will get the rebound. Outlet pass over on the right side to Brandvold. Brandvold loses it out of bounds by the Snohomish Times reporter. And it will be still Snohomish basketball. That's Katie Brandvold. She's just a freshman. Jess Layton, the other freshman that plays for Snohomish on this year's team. 2:40 left in the first quarter. 6-4 Arlington. Ball tapped away. Now Snohomish gets it again. They go to Madeline Smith. Madeline, easy to recognize. She always wears her hair up. That helps, too, when they get in a jam in there, and you just have to look for the physical characteristics instead of the number.
Yeah, and it makes her look 6'3" instead of 6'1".
It sure does. So. Yeah, Snohomish loses the basketball. Turned over for the 3rd time here in the first quarter. Long 3-ball by Russ. That is going to rim out. Madeline going for the rebound, poking it around, and finally gets control of it. Stayed right with it, and we'll leave it back now. Snohomish will come out of backcourt. Shaylee Harwood. Stripped away from her. Janasek going the other way. Harwood chasing her down. And Janasek gets fouled hard, but it's nothing cheap on that one, or as easy on that one, as Shaylee Harwood made sure that there was a foul. She wasn't going to let that easy two happen.
And she went for the ball, got a lot of arm, no free layups. I like the defensive play. Snohomish coming out and being very physical here in the first quarter, and Janasek missed 2 free throws early on, so that's a really good defensive play.
So Harwood with her first foul, 4th team foul, and there's a miss by Janasek. She's 0 for 3 from the foul line. Subbing in for Arlington, Serafina Balderas and Sarah Short. I'll tell you, Balderas is quick. Sophomore. They got a lot of sophomores on this team. Next shot is good, so Janasek finally makes a foul shot. 7-4 Arlington, their biggest lead of the game, and some more pressure again by the Eagles in backcourt. Now Snohomish led in the first game at the end of the first quarter, 14-12. Snohomish loses the basketball, and we got a bump on the recovery attempt that time. That's going to go against the Panthers. That will be on Katie Brandvold, her first.
Wild sequence there as a Snohomish player, and I lost track of who it was, tried to save it out of bounds and did a spin move and just hucked it back there and led to the foul on Snohomish. Here's a designed out of bounds play for Arlington. We got nothing, so they have to set up.
Valderas passes over on the left side. Sevi Bielser, who can light it up from outside, goes inside to Leatherman. Leatherman missed the shot, flings it out now, saves it from going out of bounds to Russ. Russ misses the shot. Janasek with the board. Quick dish off to Leatherman. Leatherman fans on the shot and then gets it back and gets fouled. 2 shots coming up for her, so she used her physicality and able to get that extra effort in there. The foul is going to be on Shaylee Harwood, her second, 6th team foul. Only 2 team fouls against Arlington. As Leatherman goes to the line, she's 0 for 1 so far.
And as we mentioned earlier, Snohomish was being very physical in their half-court defense, and what's happened with that is a little bit of attrition. As you mentioned, they had their 6th team foul, and Arlington has now, I think, shot their 7th free throw, maybe their 6th. This will be their 7th.
This will be their 7th.
7th, and just 2 for 7 for 28%.
Yeah,
so.
she missed the second one, so not so good for the Eagles. Snohomish is 2 for 2 from the line. Kelly Harwood hit both her shots earlier, but it is a 4-point lead for the Eagles at 8-4, their biggest lead. Madeline Smith gets it down low, misses the shot off the glass. Leatherman with the rebound. Outlet pass left side to Janasek, who will bring it up across the midcourt line, guarded by Burnson. Janasek twists and shouts, bounces a pass down low, inside to Bielser. Bielser misses, goes out of bounds, last touch by Snohomish. Less than a minute to go, first quarter, 56 ticks on the clock for this first quarter action here at Snohomish High School on senior night.
Not really Bielser's forte, as she's relatively short and in there among the talls and could not get the ball up at the bottom of the backboard.
Russ goes to Janasek. Underhanded shot, misses on that. Comes off the glass, and the rebound is by Brandvold. Leatherman tried to get a steal. Now Janasek gets the steal, and she's going to go with a pass to Balderas. Balderas got fouled on the way to the basket, and she's going to go to the foul line.
And Coach Marsh has went to what I described in one of the previous games. He's went to what I call the mosquito squad. He has some pesky players out there with Janasek and now Balderas out there. And at the foul line is
Balderas.
Yeah, and boy, she's a pest out there. She's around the ball all the time.
It's 1-1. She makes the first one, will get a second one, and gets a make on that one too. So it is now 10-4, a 6-point lead for Arlington. Bailey Armbruster's back in the game. 42 seconds left in the first quarter, and Arlington with a 10-4 lead. They come into this game with a record of 10-3 in Wesco North play on top, and they're 15-3 overall. Missed shot by Snohomish is Madison Pollock. She was wide open. Leatherman gets the rebound. Outlet pass on the left side to Balderas. Balderas in the front court now to Janasek. Janasek looking inside. 25 on the shot clock, or 20 on the shot clock, 23 on the quarter clock. Janasek with the basketball. Bounce pass over on the right side to Bielser. To Russ, back up top, 10 seconds now on the shot clock. Russ has the basketball, dribbles into the lane, steps in, left-handed shot, too hard off the rim. Leatherman gets the rebound, puts it up and in, off the right side, curling around. Leatherman has 1 second left in the quarter, and that's it. We are through 1 quarter of play here at Snohomish High School, and our score is Arlington 12 and Snohomish 4, an 8-point lead for the Eagles going to the second quarter. We'll take a timeout and come back with second quarter action here at Snohomish High School on senior night. You are listening to Fox Sports 1380, Snohomish County Western Conference Girls Basketball.
So I missed a point for Snohomish. Did they make 2 free throws?
2 for 2 here.
2 for 2, okay.
Kelly Harwood.
Got it.
So they were 3, 7, 9. Welcome back as we go to the second quarter. Mark Ock and Mike Buckholtz, Brandon Hamilton at KRKO, Fox Sports 1380. Again, coverage of Western Conference basketball brought to you on Fox Sports 1380 tonight by WescoAthletics.com. Roy Robinson Chevrolet and RV Center in Marysville. Lake Stevens Ace Hardware Store, Everett Community College, Black Lion Heating and Air Conditioning, Glass by Lund, Columbia Funding Mortgage, Cascade Valley Hospital, Supporting Northwest, IRG Physical Health, Skagit State Bank, and Frontier Communications. And Mike Arlington will have the ball to start the second quarter.
And it was well played at the end of the first half. I'd like to point that out, that you run down the clock and you get the basket, you got the 12-4 lead, and you get the rock back, chance to extend your lead here.
With the basketball is Serafina Balderas. Goes in there, and what's the call?
3 seconds in the key, a turnover on Arlington.
Each team now with 4 turnovers. Just getting started in the second quarter, 12-4. Arlington, their biggest lead of the game. It's been tied earlier at 2-2 and 4-4. So Arlington on an 8-0 run right now. Armbruster into front court, passes to Madison Pollock. Pollock misses a shot off the rim left side. Rebound grabbed by Sevi Bielzer, who had 5 3-pointers in our last game between these two teams on January 2nd. Kickball, and it's going to be Eagles basketball.
Snohomish 1 for 9 in the first quarter, and with that miss, that makes them 1 for 10. They're shooting just 10% for the game right now. The Eagles' defense is stifling.
Arlington with the basketball. Bielzer, or rather Balderas with the ball in between the circles. Burnson, now Leatherman. Pass up top to Bielzer. She's not getting any spacing out there, as you notice, Mike. They remember from last time. Pass over on the left side. It is Castaneda handling the basketball. They're not finding any room. 10 seconds now, 9 on the shot clock to Ludwig. Oh, there's a little bit of a seam in by the lane. Misses a shot. Comes off the rim. It's loose on the floor and controlled by Arlington. Now they're going to throw it out of bounds as Leatherman was looking towards Ludwig over on the right side, but she just couldn't quite find her, and it goes off of Leatherman for Snohomish basketball.
Well, Ludwig made a good initial move, nice up fake, and drove into the key, but she shot that running shot. That's not really a shot I care much for. Arlington just shooting 25% from the field. They're 4 for 16. So Snohomish half-court defense has been pretty good as well.
Tight defense applied by Gracie Castaneda, and she ends up tripping the Snohomish player. Really more unintentionally. She was playing her so tight, so the foul is going to be on Castaneda. That will be her first and the third team foul against Arlington. Snohomish has 7 team fouls already. Inbound pass goes to Burnson, the senior, averages 4.3 points per game. Snohomish averages as a team 44.6. It looked like a carry coming into front court there that time by Burnson, but no call. Armbruster with the ball, passes right side. They finally go inside. Madeline Smith over to Pollock on the left wing. Misses on a shot from 10 feet out, and getting the rebound will be Castaneda. Pass left side. She's able to find Balderas. Balderas pass over on the right wing to Bielzer, Mike.
Referee indicated on that carry that the ball kept a hand on the top as Arlington makes a sloppy entry pass and turns it over again.
5 turnovers against Arlington. 6:16 left in the second quarter. It is 12-4. Neither team has scored so far here in the second quarter, coming up on 2 minutes into this frame. There's a pass now. Callie Harwood got the basketball off the pass from Armbruster, goes to the basket, and had that gone in, it would have counted, but instead she'll have 2 shots as she was fouled on the way in.
Snohomish going to their flex offensive set, which means that they're making a guard-to-guard pass out beyond the circle and running a cutter through the key off of a rub off of a screen. Harwood got loose that time, ended up driving to the hoop, and she's a strong young lady, and they need her out there. I also like to credit Armbruster. I think she's been doing a pretty good job handling the ball.
She has, Mike. That's a good point.
And she's made a couple of nice passes against that press, but Snohomish has been unable to finish as they missed that free throw as well.
So Kelly Harwood missed the first foul shot. Next one on the way is going to be good. She's now 3 for 4 from the foul line. By the way, that foul was on Lindsay Leatherman, her first 4th team foul. It is 12-5, so at least somebody finally scores here in the second quarter. 5:53 to go in the second quarter. Castaneda with the ball shut off on the right side, and it looked like it went out of bounds there. How much room do they get? Snohomish with a steal. It is Harwood into front court, poked away from her. Arlington gets it back, going back and forth. Bielzer to Russ. Russ goes inside, off an Arlington player. Grabbed by Armbruster, 2-on-1. Steps in, now double team. Going to have to go outside, and I think Armbruster was grabbed as Joe Marsh goes, what?
I think that call is going to be on Jayla Russ, and she's not going to be happy with that. I take it back. It's going.
Serafina Balderas gets the foul.
Okay, well, Joe Marsh can, well, I was going to say he's going to breathe a sigh of relief, but that's not the case. So he's having a discussion about that.
They go inside. Madeline Smith can't hold on to a rifle pass from Callie Harwood. Goes out of bounds, last touched by the Snohomish Panthers, who have 6 turnovers, and same with Arlington. Kind of sloppy, out of sync play here in the second quarter.
It is, and it was a good execution. Could handle the ball, and now it's Coach Roberts' turn to look gobsmacked underneath of that confusion about what the heck happened under there as Arlington comes down, runs a little scissors action.
Castaneda to Balderas, down low to Ludwig, misses a shot. There's Russ on the right side for the rebound. Goes to put it up again, and it goes out of bounds. But Snohomish touched it last. Harwood got a hand on it, and it will be Arlington basketball as they will inbound on the baseline with 5:06 to go in the second quarter and a 12-5 lead.
And speaking of quarter, neither team is giving any quarter here as they're both really playing good physical man-to-man defense.
They sure are. With the basketball is Balderas way outside the arc. Good defense applied. Goes inside to Russ. Russ misses a shot. Talk about good defense. That was Madeline Smith right there. Armbruster gets the rebound, and she has handled the ball very well. Comes across the midcourt line, guarded by Castaneda to Callie Harwood. 4:47 to go in the quarter to Armbruster outside the arc. She goes to Madeline Smith with a dribble, step-in move, misses a hook shot, comes off the glass. Russ with the rebound, and now she'll pass on the left side to Balderas. Over on the right to Ludwig. Between the circles, Balderas with the basketball, picked up defensively by Burnson.
Russ and Smith are just having a heck of a battle inside, and neither one of them are able to get the offensive advantage right now. Defense is ruling the day, and there's going to be a foul on somebody that's going to send Russ to the line for a 1-on-1.
That's going to be called on Callie Harwood, her second.
Callie Harwood's being, very, very physical along. Well, actually, everybody's being very physical. Arlington's having a tough time. They're trying to run their offense somewhat out of the right corner, and that doesn't really necessarily give you the best angles as that free throw is now missed. I'm sure Jayla is fairly frustrated with her offensive performance, but she has been playing really good defense. Madeline Smith goes to the bench.
So Russ misses that first one. That's all she's going to get on the 1-and-1. No points so far, and she averages 11.5. Snohomish into front court. Castaneda with a near steal, and Balderas up tight too, playing close to Burnson, and then finally a foul was called. It is going to be against Balderas, her second, 15th foul, no shots. Snohomish will inbound. Madison Pollock on the right wing, and they sub in Balderas, and also Beelzer will come out, Mike. Coming back in after a bit of a break there is Janasek and Leatherman, and also Snohomish is going to bring in Tara Harms-Bush.
Right, and Harms-Bush is going to be in the matchup with Leatherman. Balderas that time got called on the foul for that little judo chop down inside, and as we mentioned, she's a real pest on the defensive end. She goes to the bench with her second foul.
Inbounds pass goes to Callie Harwood, drives in. Oh, if that would have got in. Came off the glass too hard, though. Getting the rebound, Ludwig passes to Janasek. Janasek, long pass in the front court, Castaneda. Now Ludwig, up fakes, no shot though. Loses the basketball. There's Russ, three-point jumper off the back of the rim, and Harms-Bush gets the board. Still 12-5, only 1 point scored in this quarter. That by Snohomish.
And again, both teams playing really good defense. Both teams seem to be rushing their shots a little bit, and shooting percentage very low.
Harms-Bush misses a shot. Ludwig with the rebound. We'll have statistics from the first half. Maggie Buckholtz, our statistician, helping us with that again tonight. She's making some pretty good coin this season, along with supplementing your salary from doing the games too.
Well, that's really good.
I
I appreciate that, Mark, because she's All-American Nordstrom's, I can tell you that right now.
That's all right.
First team.
3:23 to go as Snohomish will get the basketball. Arlington losing it again. That's it. Oh, we get a 5-second violation?
No, Snohomish got the ball, and in the corner, Arlington trapped, and Snohomish, that was Harwood, and she turned the ball over. Got it knocked off her leg.
3:18 left to go here in the first half. Arlington with the basketball. Still has not scored, almost 5 minutes in after putting up a dozen in that first quarter. Leatherman passes to Castaneda, cutting right through. That worked out very well. They finally get a couple of points. It's a 9-point lead at 14-5, and a timeout is called by Snohomish. This is the first timeout used by either team in this game so far. With 3:02 left in the first quarter, Mike and I will return after we take a break. You are listening to Fox Sports 1380's coverage of Snohomish County Western Conference girls basketball. And also a special hello once again to our viewers on stspn.com, Snohomish Times Sports Programming Network. We thank you for being with us throughout the evening and throughout the season on stspn.com. Mark Ocken and Mike Buckholtz with you. Brandon Hamilton back at the Fox Sports 1380 studios. And Matt Elvig, our producer, right here on site on the television end.
Last sequence, well-designed play by Arlington that time. Arlington likes to run their...
We're not back. Hold it. Oh, he's running the illegal idea.
No, that's okay.
Welcome back. Here we are, Mike. You were going to add something there as we're coming back from break.
Well, I was just saying a well-designed play. Arlington likes to run their high post player up with cutters off, and that time got the cutter open. Arlington comes out, switches to a 2-3 zone there, Mark.
Yeah, did you see Armbruster had to adjust that time and ended up pushing the ball over to the other side. Now a jump ball is called. The arrow gives it to Snohomish. 13 on the shot clock. 14-5. Arlington up by 9 points, their biggest lead of the game. Madeline Smith is back in the game, the sophomore, for senior Tara Harms-Bush.
Out of bounds play, kind of a little triangle formation for Snohomish, comes into Armbruster.
Armbruster passes left side. She'll go now to Madison Pollock, misses on a riser and goes out of bounds. Once again, last touched by the Arlington Eagles. Russ was right there, so was Castaneda.
Coach Marsh pleading for the push on the rebound. He's not going to get it. Inbounded again, once again by the Snohomish Panthers.
Callie Harwood has the ball knocked away from her. Armbruster, right side. Madeline Smith puts it on the floor, goes to the basket, and she gets hacked. 2 shots coming up for the sophomore Madeline Smith, who averages 12.6 points per game, has not scored as of yet. Remember, the seniors did start tonight, all 5 seniors. She is a sophomore and didn't get in until the 4-minute mark of the first quarter, but still no points as of yet. You could see where she could explode offensively. Foul, by the way, was against Jayla Russ.
Right, and Russ and Smith have been having a heck of a battle, and that's the second foul, more importantly, and so that is going to send Jayla Russ to the bench. She is scoreless as Madeline Smith gets just her first shot, and that brings in Brittany DeNike for the Arlington Eagles.
Miss on the second shot, so she was 1 for 2. Snohomish and Arlington each scoring just 2 points in this quarter. Almost looked like an over and back right there. No. And I kind of think that is what happened. They got away with one, did Arlington, as Janasek had, no, she didn't have the full ball over.
Well, it doesn't matter. You have to have two. You have to have two of the
feet,
3.
Yep.
So it's either a foot in the ball or 2 feet.
So we have a foul that is called against Bailey Armbruster. Her first 9th-team foul. At the foul line is Ludwig. First shot on the way, and it is good.
When you have this situation, sometimes you will see these kinds of scores when you have 2 teams that play really good defense and they know each other very well.
Oh, yeah.
And so here you go. You got kind of a halftime football score here.
Next shot is a miss. That comes off. 2:17 to go. It's back to a 9-point lead for Arlington. Armbruster up the left side. Now passes up top. Madison Pollock has a little trouble holding on to the ball. Passes right side to the senior Bernston. To Pollock, averages 10.4 per game. Back up, 14 on the shot clock. Pollock goes in, and it is just literally ripped away from her by Leatherman. To Janasek in the front court. Ludwig back to Janasek. How's that for running into a brick wall? That looked like the Legion of Boom in itself right there.
Yeah, it was, and she got her hand up and checked the shot and then just held on to it. And there's another turnover by Arlington, as you mentioned. A wild and sloppy play. And another turnover. Bakery's open.
The bakery is open, and the donuts are fresh right there because that one just goes flying out of bounds off of Snohomish, and Arlington will get it back. 1:38 left to go here in the first half. 15-6 is the score. Arlington up by 9 points and led by 8 at the end of the first quarter. Bounce pass to Leatherman, right side, says, oh, okay, I'll pop one. And she drops one in for 2, about 16 feet out. What the heck? She was wide open. 11-point lead now.
Arlington attacking the 1-3-1 zone by getting the pass to the middle, and then they dropped it down to the baseline, and Leatherman just calmly buried from the right side. That 16-footer.
Armbruster back up top. She goes to Berntsen. Berntsen looking over on the right. 10 seconds on the shot clock. To Smith, to Pollock. 3-ball off the rim. No good. Leatherman with another rebound. 52 seconds left in the first half. Janasek into front court. Arlington by 11, 17-6 to Castaneda. Bounce pass, Leatherman takes it against Smith, misses a shot. Good defense by Smith, and the rebound, Mike, by Burnson.
And that's okay. Arlington, you want to shoot a little bit early in that sequence. They can go 2 for 1. Snohomish is going to have to shoot, and Arlington will have an opportunity for the last shot of the half again.
In front court, Burnson passes to Smith. Right side, Harwood fires a shot off the right side. Good, 2 points. She's got 5 in the game. That's her first field goal. 17-8, 15 to go in the second quarter.
Half-court trap now by Snohomish as they're double teaming. Clock runs down, 8 seconds to go.
Leatherman, right side, misses this time. Rebound grabbed right away by Brittany DeNike, who is fouled. She just entered the lineup.
Nice job, yeah. She came in and replaced Jayla Russ about a minute and a half ago on that second foul and making her presence known. She's had a good stretch on the defensive end, and now she's at the line for 2 free throws with 3.1 to go.
Bailey Armbruster with the foul, her second 10th team foul. First shot by DeNike is a miss. They went 4 for 9 from the foul line in the first quarter. They are 1 for 4 in the second quarter. Next one is good. Make it 2 for 5, so that's 6 for 14 from the line.
Arlington needs to not foul here because
Smith gets it to Burnson in the front court. Fires one up. Ooh, off the left side. I don't think it would have counted, though, as it was fired a little bit late. So we are at halftime, and our score is Arlington 18, Snohomish 8. Arlington gets 6 in the quarter. Snohomish doubles their point total from the first quarter, 4 in each quarter, to make it 18-8 at the end of the first half. We're at halftime here at Snohomish High School on senior night for the Panthers, their final regular season home game and the regular season game, final game of the year before they look at district playoff action, coming into tonight's play with a record of 7-6 in the Western Conference, in the Western Conference North Division, and Arlington on top at 10-3. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back and talk about this one, look at the statistics at halftime. You are listening to Fox Sports 1380, coverage of Snohomish County Western Conference basketball.
well, I thought our flow was pretty good, not so much out on the court.
Oh, no, we were, I was really happy with how that went.
We were rolling.
Yeah, our timing has just been right in mid-season form, that's for sure. And again, hello to everybody on stspn.com. We appreciate you being involved in watching the broadcast tonight. Arlington players, whether it be the high school level or also when they were just little campers coming out. So they come up and say hi. I love that. That's great.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We were really fortunate because when I was in Arlington, we not only ran our camp for the older kids, but we teamed up with the Arlington Boys and Girls Club. And one of the things that was fun with the little kids is they had a setup you could lower the baskets for them.
Nice.
So they're not having to, try to hoist it up at the 10-foot basket. They're shooting at the 7-foot basket. And Randy mentioned that, I think she gave me more credit, obviously, than I deserve with her talking about her shot. But we worked with the younger kids to learn how to shoot the ball properly, and they're not having to throw the ball at the basket because you can lower the baskets. And that's really a nice adjustment for the younger kids.
Absolutely, great point right there. Let's take a look at the numbers from the first half. First of all, Arlington and Snohomish, turnover-wise, Arlington was 7, Snohomish with 8. Point-wise, the Arlington Eagles were led by the 9 points from Lindsay Leatherman. Big first half all the way around. Also, Jessica Ludwig with 3, Emma Janasek with 1, Brittany Denike with 1, and 2 points for Gracie Castaneda. They were 6 for 14 from the foul line, committed 16 fouls. And the leader in that department, 2 of them, Serafina Valderas with 2 and Jayla Russ with 2 fouls. Also for Snohomish, their leading scorer, just 5 points for Callie Harwood. Remember, they only got 8 in the first half. 2 for Bailey Armbruster and 1 scored by Madeline Smith. They're 4 for 6 from the foul line. They committed 10 team fouls, and they have 4 players with 2 fouls each. Hannah Bernson, Shaylee Harwood, Callie Harwood, and Bailey Armbruster. Mike has more numbers.
And at this point, really about who the leading scorer is, it's sort of immaterial because this has been very much a defensive game. For the visiting Arlington Eagles overall, shooting 6 of 24 for just 25%. Uncharacteristically, Arlington is 0 for 3 from the three-point line. Usually they shoot 0 for 3 in about 4 possessions.
Yeah.
Or they get up 3 three-point shots. Arlington, however, is dominant on the boards. Arlington with 13 offensive rebounds, 26 overall. Snohomish with just 11 rebounds. Shooting-wise, Snohomish 2 for 19, just 11%. Can't seem to find the hoop. 4 for 6 in the free throw line is keeping them at least within striking distance of 10 points. As I mentioned, just 11 rebounds for Snohomish, 9 turnovers, 7 turnovers for Arlington. Right now this game is all about defense, and so we'll see if that keeps up. Really neither team is getting the flow transition-wise, so it's been really a half-court slugfest.
Taking a look at other games in the Western Conference 4A tonight, Linwood at Cascade, Kamiak at Edmonds Woodway, Mariner at Jackson, and Mount Vernon at Lake Stevens. And we have more basketball coming your way on Wednesday night. That will feature Mike and myself. And we'll be at Marysville-Pilchuck High School for boys hoops. Everett at Marysville-Pilchuck, tip-off at 7:15, pregame 6:55. The next night, high school hoops, Tom Lafferty and Bill Kusler will be Mount Vernon at Arlington. That'll be a solid game as well. So 18-8, we get started, Mike, here for the second half as Arlington now goes from our left to right.
And Arlington runs that set where they bring the post player up with their back to the basket looking for cutters. Great defense by Snohomish.
Burnson with the steal. They come into front court now. There's Armbruster trying to dump off the pass. Castaneda was on her and fouls her. Also, Janasek is out there. So is Ludwig, Leatherman, and Russ. So the same starting lineup for Arlington that started the game, but the Snohomish with a couple of changes. Armbruster, Callie Harwood both started the game, but there's 3 others out there that did not begin this game. First foul shot is good. Now the foul was indicated against Jessica Ludwig, her second first team foul. Armbruster makes the first shot. Next one is coming up, and it is, she had a strain to get it up there, bounces off the rim.
Yeah, and it looked like maybe she was going to dump it off, but she didn't. She was going for that reverse layup. She's been watching some college and NBA there.
Yeah, that's where you can pick up some different techniques and styles. Ludwig with the ball in front court, double team to Leatherman, jump shot flat, comes off the rim. Getting the rebound will be Shaylee Harwood in front to Madeline Smith. Gets it on the lead, puts it in for 2, and we have a 7-point game. 18-11 as Snohomish comes out. with a couple of strong plays on their end.
First transition basket of the entire game. Made
Yeah,
it look
no
easy.
kidding.
If they could break that out, we could get some scoring going here.
Janasek over to Ludwig, inside to Leatherman, backdoor kind of pass to Ludwig, and going after it that time for Snohomish was Harwood. It's just going to be out of bounds. Great hustle by Shelly Harwood, though, Mike.
Yeah, and Leatherman passing her teammate into a double team just passed her into trouble as Ludwig got sandwiched and knocked to the floor.
Castaneda goes inside to Leatherman. Leatherman travels. Tight defense by Madeline Smith as Snohomish making it interesting to start things off here in the third quarter. Down by 7, but they've kind of put momentum in their court.
Leatherman catching the ball below the block, and that's one reason why I don't like the lob pass. She got down there, got the happy feet, got called for the travel.
In front court now, Shelly Harwood goes over on the left side, finds her sister Callie. Callie thought 3, now looking around. Russ knocks it away. She shouldn't have been looking inside that time either to Madeline Smith. That was an accident waiting to happen. There's Janasek, passes to Castaneda.
Well, she was looking inside, and quick hands and good anticipation by Russ. Russ hasn't scored, but she has played some really outstanding defense so far this game.
Wow, talk about outstanding defense. Janasek going in and just goes into the hands of Armbruster, comes the other way, stops, pops, drops. 2 points for Bailey Armbruster, and Snohomish on a crafty little 5-0 run here to start the third quarter, Mike.
And Armbruster is quietly putting together a very nice game for herself here.
Yeah, Castaneda goes in, and it is swatted away. The shot attempt knocked out of bounds off the left hand of Madeline Smith, out of bounds. Great deflection.
Yeah, but she could have kept that in play. Arlington still gets the ball back. A nice defensive play, but you want to try to keep it in play to trigger the transition.
Castaneda with the ball. Bounce pass right side, Leatherman. Cross-court pass now. Janasek needed to be about a foot taller to get that one. It's thrown out of bounds, and Arlington will call timeout. The plot thickens a little bit here as we take a timeout as well. 5:37 left to go in the third quarter. Arlington leading Snohomish 18-13 as Snohomish is on a 5-0 run to start the third quarter. Stick with us. This could get more interesting on Fox Sports 1380, Snohomish County Western Conference Girls Basketball. Again, thanks for being with us on stspn.com. On our viewing audience tonight, as you could be in for a very interesting second half of action here at Snohomish High School. Mark Ocken and Mike Buckholz with you.
I think Arlington would actually like for the tempo to pick up and maybe break loose a little bit. So
we get started here in the third quarter after the timeout by Arlington, and Snohomish had it, now thrown away. It's going to be Janasek with the basketball. Drives and is shut down by Madeline Smith. No foul, goes out of bounds. Like you said, well, there's a lot of Arlington people here tonight too.
And they're not saying too much. Coach Joe Marsh wanting the body foul, but you know what? When you get to the state tournament, they won't usually call that with the contact, as Jayla Russ throws it right to Smith for the turnover.
Smith then goes to Burnson into front court now. Now Madeline Smith coughs it up briefly. It's going to go to Shaylee Harwood. Harwood with the basketball between the circles to Madeline. Madeline over on the right side. Finds Burnson, the senior. Madeline Smith working Leatherman. Goes inside. Misses a shot. And it's Ludwig with the rebound on the outlet now to Janasek as they'll come out of back court. 4:55 to go third quarter. 5-point lead for Arlington. They have not scored as of yet in the third quarter. Took them a long time to score in the second quarter. Pass inside. It's going to be a Snohomish player intercepting, and then a jump ball that's going back to the Panthers.
Yeah, another ill-advised pass. You have the cutter, but you have to recognize it's a cutter open. Russ throwing about a 2-foot bounce pass with the defenders in there. She would have been perhaps better off to fake that pass and take a different option, maybe look for the shot. Sometimes when you look for the pass, it opens a shot up.
Armbruster in the front court. Callie Harwood cross court to Madeline Smith. Dribble on 3 players. Misses a shot. Gets her own rebound and is grabbed. After that rebound, it's going to be a foul against the Arlington Eagles. They have one so far here in the half, and there's not going to be shots on this, but they still start to add up after a while.
Yeah, they do add up. I think the referees are letting them play, and there's been some physical play underneath. Coach Marsh wanting to foul at one end, but then down at the other end, it looks like Leatherman got away with the foul, so the officials are letting them play.
Fouls on Janasek, her first. Again, second team foul. Madeline Smith gets the ball to Callie Harwood. 4:30 in the quarter left. Harwood nearly travels. Now it's knocked away. Overcommitted that time, and Russ got her hand on it, Mike.
And Russ hasn't scored, but as I mentioned, she has quick hands and good anticipation. She has several steals in the game. Good job.
Balderas has come in for Castaneda. Balderas passes right side to Leatherman. 15 on the shot clock. Cross-court pass to Russ. Directs Leatherman into the lane. Goes towards Leatherman and throws it away. It comes off Leatherman. Grabbed by Callie Harwood. Just gets it and then is fouled right off the bat.
And the timing's just not quite there. Leatherman breaking to the open spot, but the defender, Madeline Smith, with her hand in the passing lane, that's knocked away. And that foul is going to be on Jayla Russ, and that's a big foul.
Number 3.
That's her 3rd foul.
Wow, 3 fouls on Jayla. She's still on the floor for now. Inbounds pass, and here comes Snohomish the other way. Bernson drives Leatherman, tries to shut her off. No foul. Puts up a shot. Janasek gets the rebound, and then right away, not a real smart move. Hannah Bernson reaches in and fouls her. No shots, though, on the other end, but still, kind of sometimes you got to leave that alone, I suppose.
Well, Leatherman, she held her ground, and she didn't initiate the contact, so the referees are going to let that go. Forced a wild shot forced up as Jayla Russ goes to the bench. Belzer comes in.
Bernson with the foul, her 3rd. First team foul against Snohomish.
She comes in for Arlington, maybe to see if they can loosen up things with the outside shooting.
Yeah, Beelzer can hit from the outside, and there's a near steal. Beelzer's got it, thought shot. Now it's stolen away. Beelzer was going for Janasek. Getting the rebound getting the steal is Pollock. They're going to need to move it out of backcourt. Here they come now, the Panthers. Pollock, right side Armbruster. Armbruster inside the arc. She'll pass it outside to Mariah Mock, who just came back in. Madeline Smith down low left side. Tight defense by Leatherman. As Madeline missed the shot, goes out of bounds, last touched by Snohomish.
None of the post players are able to get a rhythm going offensively. By the same token, they're all playing pretty good interior defense. So
that's true.
It's been a battle inside there.
Janasek in front court, 20 on the shot clock, 3:14 to go in the 3rd quarter, 18-13. Janasek tries to throw it into traffic to Leatherman, and it goes off the ankle of a Snohomish player, and with 16 on the shot clock, Arlington will have the ball, 3:09 left 3rd quarter.
Again, just not enough spacing to make that bounce pass, and even if the teammate caught it, they're going to be in traffic and defended, so tough going in there.
Balderas passes right side to Beelzer. Now goes to Ludwig. Ludwig misses a shot. Madeline Smith goes for it and gets fouled, hits the deck on the play. And that's going to be team foul number 4 against Arlington.
Going back to the 2nd quarter, that's 7 straight misses for the Arlington Eagles on offense.
Leatherman with her 2nd foul. And Snohomish trying to get it inbounded now. Finally they do so. Getting the ball is Mock. Passes right side Armbruster. Senior to senior as Armbruster on Beelzer, now double teamed. They go to the right wing, now goes inside to Madeline Smith. Cannot seem to connect on those inside shots, but she got pushed off on and has got 2 shots coming her way.
Smith that time rotating to her left hand, which is not her strong hand. Not exactly sure, I guess they called a push as she rotated in with that drop step into the center key, so she earns her 2 free throws.
Well, the foul that time was on Janasek, her 2nd. Madeline misses the first foul shot. She's 1 for 3 from the line, and boy, you got to hit these.
Cellophane over the baskets at both ends, it appears.
This time she connects on it and now has a total of 4 points in the game, and Snohomish has outscored them 6-0. A steal on the other end by Armbruster. Can add some more to that. Here we go in the front court. Shaylee Harwood, see if they can make it happen. Madeline Smith ends up with it and gets fouled by Ludwig going to the basket. She will have 2 more shots, and Mike, that is foul number 3 on Ludwig, so she joins Jayla Russ, another starter with 3 fouls on her, as Madeline Smith goes to the line, and really important for her to hit both these shots.
And it is, and get them within 1 score. So Coach Marsh is going to have a decision to make as Madeline Smith is starting to assert herself in the paint with Jayla Russ on the bench. So is Coach Marsh going to go with this smaller lineup? And it appears that he's going to stay status quo here. He's going to leave Ludwig in.
Well, Madeline hits the 2nd shot, so they're chipping away at it. Snohomish has outscored Arlington 7-0 in this 3rd quarter, and they're down by 3 points. They trailed by 10 at halftime. They've trailed by as much as 11. With the ball is Balderas. Bounce pass up top, Castaneda. Leatherman also out there with Smith by the foul line. Now Beelzer, 3-ball way off the mark, left side, no good. Getting the rebound is Madison Pollock. The sophomore dishes off to fellow sophomore Shaylee Harwood, to Armbruster, the senior, into front court. Snohomish with the basketball, 20 on the shot clock. Inside it goes. Armbruster finds Madeline Smith. Cannot get the shot to drop again. Leatherman right there and gets the board. Here comes Arlington out of backcourt. 1:50 to go in the third quarter.
And Smith took away her good angle that she had. She got below the block. She had a good angle and then dropped below and missed that shot.
Castaneda missed the shot, gets her own rebound. Loses a handle, gets it back, now far over on the left side, and shooting a 3-ball that rattled out, then went back in. A huge shot by Serafina Balderas, and Arlington finally scores here with about a minute and a half to go in the third quarter. Armbruster with the ball, pushes hard off on Balderas, no foul, and then fires a shot off. What did you think of that?
Well, that should have been an offensive foul. And there's another one at the other end as Ludwig goes to the layup and gets clubbed.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit loose out there, to say the least, as Snohomish got the ball and then reaching in right away, looked like kind of deliberately, was Beelzer, and she's going to be called for the foul.
And Coach Marsh having some words with one of the officials. That's not the official that should have called the offensive foul, but that was clearly a clear out. Coach Marsh should be careful here. He could be getting close to that magic technical foul.
And I know you know right where that line is, as well as anybody. All those years as coaching, you've had a couple of those in your career, haven't you?
Occasionally.
Yeah. But you really are a very nice guy, though, the rest of the time. And missed shot, though, by Madison Pollock. So it stays at 21-15. Again, Beelzer with her first foul. They're up to 17 fouls, just one for Snohomish. 55 seconds left to go in the third quarter, a 6-point game. Letterman with the ball, guarded by Harms Bush, puts a shot up, misses on that. Somehow it stays in bounds. Leatherman gets it back, and a timeout has been called for by the Arlington Eagles. 44 seconds left, third quarter. And a kind of a rough and tumble stretch right here. 8 seconds on the shot clock, and Arlington leads by 6, 21-15. Don't go away. We got more coming your way here on Fox Sports 1380, Snohomish County Western Conference girls basketball.
Now, I like this move by the officials because they are getting together and they're huddling up to discuss something. So I'm guessing they're discussing how the game is being called. They wanted the offensive foul. I don't know if he's going, hey, I didn't see it, I didn't miss it, whatever. So they've come to some sort of conclusion, but that's a good move by the officials.
Welcome back, and the officials talking things over during the timeout. Mike, there's 7 on the shot clock. We'll get to you on this in a second. Balderas with the basketball, 3 on the clock, 2, 1, fires one up off the glass, and the 30-second shot clock did go off. So Snohomish will get the ball back, 21-15 to score. But things were getting kind of, as I said before the break, rough and tumble. And they were talking, at least having a meeting to kind of maybe get things on the same page.
Right, and there's there's a lot of
big
contact
bump by
in the
Balderas
backcourt
right there.
Oh!
And now finally,
boom time.
Wow!
No
as
foul
Balderas
calling.
hits the floor, and it goes out of bounds. And is it just out of bounds? No foul?
It's just out of bounds.
Wow! I haven't seen one getting this physical, especially for girls, for a long time.
Balderas just took an absolute shot to the neck as she held her position. And she bounces right back up. I told you earlier that she was a pest, and she is staying right after, right in the grill of the Snohomish player.
Now an offensive foul. Was that much of anything down there? Let's see who this is again.
It's called a makeup.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. And Mariah Mock called for the foul, her first second-team foul.
And this happens to be the official, I believe, in my opinion, he's missed 2 offensive fouls, and maybe they discussed it. Now he's standing in front of Coach Marsh. I don't know if that's where I'd stand if I was the official. But,
yeah, he wants to get to. He knows what's best for him.
And now they call another foul as Ludwig hits the deck hard, and she's holding her knee and looks a little in a bit of pain there.
This foul is going to be on Shaylee Harwood. That's her third, and the third team foul. No shots. Arlington will inbound right baseline. 4 seconds left here in the third quarter, up by 6. Now 1 second. Here we go as Castaneda fires one up underhanded. Came off the back of the rim. That one was really close to dropping straight in through there. We got a 6-point low-scoring game, and anything can happen in this fourth quarter. After what we've been seeing here for the past few minutes, this one is really heating up. 21-15 after 3 quarters. Mike and I will come back. We'll get to Mike right after the break there. And you are listening to Fox Sports 1380 coverage of Snohomish County Western Conference girls basketball. Kind of getting that way, Brandon. What's that? I still can't.
I can't hear you. The band's loud.
Too loud in here, Brandon. I can't. Welcome back here to Snohomish High School. Arlington only scoring 3 points in that quarter. Has worked out for Snohomish with their defense and just really relentless right from the get-go, Mike. And you were talking about to make a point before we hit the timeout there.
I was just going to say that you have to credit with Snohomish. They came out and they sold their hearts out on the defense. They played great defense. Arlington shot just 1 of 11 in the third quarter, and that was the three-pointer that they made.
So 21-15, Arlington with the ball to start the fourth quarter, up by 6 points. It's stolen away by Armbruster. Picking off Sarah Short, who just came in. Armbruster drives the other way, lays it in off the glass for 2, and we've got a 4-point game. Keep in mind, Snohomish was down by 10 points at the half, 18-8, and they have outscored Arlington 9-3 since that time. It's knocked out of bounds, and they're saying Snohomish ball.
And that's a good call because it went off the hand of the Arlington player. Armbruster got away. She lost a slight control of the ball and got away with a little travel on that layup, but kind of fits in with the style of the game that's going on here.
Yeah, just our officials again let you know in the second half, Brett McIntyre, Scott Depew, and Rob Finley officiating tonight's game. 21-17 is the score. Callie Harwood with the ball in front court. 3-point shot way short, or comes off the front of the rim. Leatherman right there with the rebound. That was kind of interesting to see her fire one up from out there.
It was, but it's one of the rare times when she's actually been open to take a shot. Sometimes you have to take it, even if it might be a little out of your range, see if you can get something going.
Castaneda goes inside to this time Short. Short misses the shot. It's popped around inside and finally grabbed by Callie Harwood to Armbruster. Armbruster slows it down a tad. Now we'll pass to Pollock. Pollock into front court to Armbruster. 19 on the shot clock. Armbruster trying to go inside. It's deflected away. Arlington had it. Yep. Balderas goes after it. She gets fouled from behind.
And it's going to be a foul on the play as Snohomish scrambling for the loose ball. And perhaps stop the transition on that by fouling. And here comes Janasek and Jayla Russ. I was wondering how long Coach Marsh was going to go with Rush in on the bench. Russ has not scored, but she's been a factor on defense, and you need her in the game.
Yeah, and also Sarah Short came out of the game. So did Balderas. Hannah Burnson comes out with 4 fouls on her, and in for her is Shaylee Harwood, the sophomore. Bounce pass inside towards Leatherman. Madeline Smith on her. Now Jayla Russ. Russ drives in. Soft touch. Puts it in for 2 points. Big basket right there. Mike, that's her first field goal.
And as I just mentioned, you need her in the game. A nice touch, under control that time. Drops it in from about 6 feet on a nice assist from Leatherman.
Madeline Smith, right side, as she finds Shaylee Harwood. Harwood goes for the shot and loses it out of bounds. It's going to be Arlington ball. Arlington's got it back to a 6-point lead. Their biggest lead of the game back in the first half at 11 points. But Snohomish chipping away at it here in the second half. Now under 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
And nice play pass that time by Smith and hustled. And there's going to be a defensive foul running over the screen as
second time tonight that's happened.
It's like bowling pins are flying around the key there as bodies go flying everywhere.
Foul is on Madeline Smith, her first 5th-team foul. They'll inbound left baseline. So 5 team fouls against Snohomish. They have 1 to give, and Arlington has 7. But yeah, it's twice where we've seen the Brunswick pin setter have to come out and get those players back up on their feet.
Snohomish with quick hands that time as Arlington tries to make a guard-to-guard pass, and Snohomish tips it out of bounds. Arlington ball.
Arlington with Janasek handling outside the three-point line. Screen set by Leatherman. Leatherman now goes inside some. We'll get an offensive foul as Russ popped out.
It's going to be a moving screen on Leatherman that time, as down screen, Leatherman stuck her hip out and picked off the player, the defender, and that hurts.
Yeah, it sure does. And that's going to be her third foul, 8th team foul, player control foul, offensive, as there's no shots. Armbruster gets the inbound pass from Pollock, comes out of backcourt. She has handled the ball well tonight.
And she has, and she's done a good job of pushing off, and then we jinxed her as she turns the ball over. And got a good timeout that time by Ken Robertson as the scramble for the ball bails her out.
Yeah, and that time Kelly Harwood fell on it as it was loose, and really quickly and instinctively, Ken calls timeout, full timeout on the side. So with 5:21 left to go here in the fourth quarter, we're going to take a break as well, and it is 23-17. Arlington on top by 6 points here on Fox Sports 1380.
That's a football score.
Yes. We can touch on that when we come back. Again, thanks everybody on STSPN.com, and also Matt Elvig producing for us upstairs. Actually in the truck. Matt's over in the truck putting things together just like the Big Time Network does. Welcome back to Snohomish High School. 23-17 is a football score. You're right. You said that.
Fourth quarter football score.
This is what we expected the Seahawks score to be yesterday. But, hey, you know what? We'll take it. I mean, a whooping.
We'll more than take it. I loved it. Denver was a thorn in our side for many years when we were in the AFC.
That's true. With the ball in front court, Snohomish in the white uniforms, Arlington in the blue. Arlington leads 23-17, still anybody's game. 8 on the shot clock, though. With the ball is Harwood. Over to Armbruster, back to Shaylee Harwood. Now 3 on the clock, and goes to Pollock. Pollock forgot what time it was. Does anybody really know what time it is for Snohomish right now? Because the 30-second shot clock violation has occurred.
And that's turnover time.
Yes, it is. So it's going to go back to the Arlington Eagles.
And after timeouts, it's important that you remember how much time is on the clock, because sometimes in the excitement you forget. It's usually up to your assistant coaches to remind everybody how much time you have.
18 on the shot clock as Arlington's into front court. 3 ball by Ludwig, comes off the rim. Leatherman with the rebound on the right side, guarded by Smith. Now passes to Castaneda, who's back in. Castaneda drives left baseline, guarded by Pollock. Up top to Russ. Russ drives in right side, misses a lay-in, but she is fouled, and will have 2 shots coming her way.
And as I mentioned, Jayla Russ having a good game on the defensive end, as is pretty much everybody on both teams.
Yeah.
But she's going to need to assert herself here to give Arlington a little bit of cushion. And still Armbruster having a very good game for Snohomish as Russ hits that free throw mark.
So Russ now is 1 for 2 from the line, has a total of just 3 points in the game. She averages 11.5. The foul that time was on Madeline Smith, her second, and the 6th team foul. Russ tries again. That one comes off the backside, and a rebound by Smith. 7-point lead for Arlington, was down to a 4-point lead, but they've been able to add 3 on that. Looks like we might have a travel. Yes, we do.
We do, and that defensive pressure of Arlington forces the travel. Madison Pollock with the happy feet, and Janasek is part of that mosquito squad, as I call them. They get in there and are definitely pesky.
I want to mention, too, that we'll have the posting of the player of the game on Facebook at the KRKO Fox Sports 1380 web Facebook site at their address there. If you're a friend, and hopefully you are, and we get more and more friends, that works out great. And also on Twitter at WescoBuddy1380 as the handle. So we'll have information there after the game. Drive-in by Ludwig is good. 2 points for her. It's 26-17. Back to a 9-point lead as they're on a 5-0 run.
Yeah, shoots at runner off the glass. She missed Castaneda on a wide-open scissors cut. Nice defense by Arlington.
Double team on the trap right by us here, Mike. It was Castaneda and Janasek forcing Pollock to step out of bounds. That was great as Burnson comes back in playing with 4 fouls for Armbruster, who's just played her tail off. Can I say that?
Sure.
Okay.
She's done a great job tonight handling the ball and playing good defense as well. Snohomish staying right now with their man-to-man defense.
In front court, Janasek with the basketball. Drives right side, right baseline. And that one nearly stolen away by Shaylee Harwood. Now passes to Ludwig near travel to Russ. Russ outside the three-point line, 10 seconds on the clock. Ludwig cuts through the lane, takes the pass, misses a shot. Knocked out of bounds. Smith with a hand on it at the end. And it will be Arlington ball with 7 to go on the shot clock. 3:22 in the quarter, and Arlington leads 26-17.
Coach Marsh reminding his players that there's 7 seconds to go on the shot clock. Ken Roberts watching this with great interest, trying to decide what his next move is going to be for Snohomish.
There's Russ, 3-ball. Oh, my! Perfect for Jayla Russ. Connecting at the right time and a 12-point lead for Arlington, their biggest lead of the game with 3:05 to go, and a steal. Janasek rips it away to Castaneda, to Russ. Too far underneath. Russ throws it into traffic, tries to get it back, and we got a foul.
And Russ comes up with the loose ball, and we got a Snohomish player down. That is the girl with the...
That's Mariah Mock, the senior
she,
Mariah, who just came in a few minutes ago.
And she had a knee injury earlier. She's got a knee brace on, and she is holding her knee. Let's hope it's just a minor bump.
Yeah, no kidding. They have both teams clear the floor right now. Why don't we go ahead and take a break, and then we'll come back with more right here at Snohomish High School. Our score 29-17 as Arlington leads by 12. 2:58 left in the fourth quarter on Fox Sports 1380, Snohomish County Western Conference girls basketball. Obviously getting very quiet and in a hurry there.
Well, you hate to see the knee. We see lots of ACL injuries with the girls, and I was very, very fortunate. I went through most of my career, and then my next to the last year we had 2 ACLs, just one right after another.
Welcome back here to Snohomish High School. Very quiet in the gym as Mariah Mock being treated over by the right baseline near the basket. 2:58 left to go in the fourth quarter. They're going to help her to her feet, and the crowd naturally will give a nice round of applause. So, hopefully she's okay. Her right knee is what she's favoring. They're going to take her straight out of the gym and have things checked out. But obviously she's got a knee brace on it, and you just hope it's nothing too serious right there. And they've had to deal with some injuries, and that's something that Ken Roberts was talking about before the game, and the fact that it's just been trying to get everything balanced out. Either you've had the injuries, and some players have had to gel during that period, or then the players coming back from injuries, Mike, and I know you've had to deal with this over time, and then you try to get them back to their normal spots, and it can make it really challenging as far as timing and everything is concerned. I do want to mention, too, that Madeline Smith was called for the foul, her third, 7th team foul, and Jayla Russ will go to the line.
I was going to say Jayla Russ suddenly asserting herself here in the fourth quarter. As we mentioned, how long was Coach Martin going to leave her on the bench, and she's definitely been a factor here. Got the ball passed to her too deep. She tried to pass it up, came up with the loose ball, and now she's at the free throw line. Calmly makes it. That's a big shot, Mark.
Jayla just hit a 3-ball not too long ago, and she's got all 7 of her points here in this fourth quarter. So peaking at the right time, and a 13-point lead for Arlington. Will it be 14? No, that's going to rim out, but still their biggest lead of the game. And 2:55 left to go. Arlington 10-3 on top in Wesco North. Remember, in the playoffs, top 4 teams in each division go. 1 plays 4, 2 plays 3, 3 plays 2, 4 plays 1. You get the picture. Going inside, Smith with the basketball. Working on Leatherman some. 10 on the shot clock now. Passes to Burnson, misses. Russ with the rebound as that one came off the underside of the rim. And Arlington will come into front court. 2:28 to go. And a travel called against the Eagles. That'll be turnover number 13 against Arlington with 2:28 left to go in the fourth quarter. And it, even though they just turned it over, certainly looking like more and more like their game right now.
Yes, and Castaneda, she just kind of got caught up the pass, the timing. She had her feet just a little bit awkward and dragged a pivot foot on the pass back, slipped a little bit over on the side.
with the ball now is Jess Layton, also that one of the 2 freshmen on this Snohomish team, so she's getting some playing time. 2:10 left in the 4th quarter. Not a lot of urgency right here. 9 on the shot clock. Shaylee will now go to Jess, and Layton has it knocked away from her as the Russ gets it. Russ playing a little more experience, just a year more experience, but that Jayla Russ, to think she's still got 2 years left, Mike.
Yeah, and that's about the 3rd or 4th pass that she's got a hand on so far tonight.
Goes inside to Leatherman, missed the shot. Getting the rebound is Harwood. What do you see in Jayla Russ? Do you see her as a Division I player? Has she got a little work to do yet?
Well, I think it's a little too early to tell that. She certainly has a college future ahead of her. There's
3 ball by Pollock.
Timeout.
Oh, we got looks like an ankle grab there by Arlington player. Let's see.
Ludwig.
As Joe Marsh is going to have to jog out there and check his player out now. And no matter who and what it is, you always hate to see these players go down with some type of an injury. And she's going to be limping back towards the bench there as a trainer coming out, and also Coach Marsh.
And she's in a lot of pain there. But one of the indications with that is that if you've never sprained your ankle before, when you get what I would call kind of a medium ankle sprain, which you might be able to come back on in 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
You don't know that when you first do it. It really, really hurts.
It does hurt.
It's a pretty severe pop, but once you get ice on it and kind of get the swelling down, and after that initial pain somewhat goes away. But if you have the severe ankle, then,
And part of it, too, is the uncertainty. Not knowing right away. Once you go down, you're going, oh, my gosh, what did I just do? And everything starts going through your mind, especially this time of year when you're wanting to be into the playoffs and everything. Now, with the ball is Arlington. There's Jayla Russ. Bounce pass to Leatherman. Right side. Misses a shot. That was hers for the taking. Snohomish gets the rebound. Callie Harwood into front court. Finds her sister Shaylee over on the left side. Burnson. 10-point lead. There's Callie. Jumper. Off the rim and getting the rebound, Janasek. Armbruster just leaves her alone, and Burnson will pick up Janasek coming out of back court now. 48 seconds left in the 4th quarter. 10-point lead for Arlington. This is a, 4-possession game right now.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like Snohomish is going for the foul to stop the clock. So they can, more or less kind of warm up the bus here as Russ launches the 3.
Almost put it in, though. And the rebound grab by Arlington. Getting it is Janasek. She'll go to Balderas, to Castaneda. And Arlington's going to pick up their 16th victory overall for the season and go to 11-3. This time just kind of a sloppy foul that time by Shaylee Harwood, her 4th. 8th team foul. And Balderas will go to the line with 1-1. She has 5 points in the game and is 2 for 2 from the line. Tidy little performance by Balderas. Again, she has just been fun to watch her play. Missed on the shot, first one. Doesn't get a second one as Snohomish will get the rebound off that 1-1 opportunity. Harwood into front court. Callie Harwood now. Passes to Harms Bush in her last game as a senior here in the regular season. Intercepted. Arlington's just going to dribble it out. Janasek with the ball. 1 second, and that's it. We are through here tonight. And, Mike, we got to be taking a look at our selection of player of the game, sponsored by Skagit State Bank. We will interview that player. They will also have their picture and numbers posted on Facebook as well as Twitter. And again, thank you to Maggie Buchholz, too, for helping us with stats throughout the entire season. Will we see her on Wednesday night, too?